This is Phil Stamper, the president of wrestling, and you're watching the 3 Count Podcast. And always remember to trust in Phil.
Hit him with a 3 count. Pin him to the ground and the crowd go wild, man down, know what y'all like. Hit him with a 3 count. On the top row, crowd already know how I fly him to the flow like. Hit him with a 3 count. And your boy real
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's your boy, your nephew, the cousin, it's the Don, Chaz Evans, and you are listening to the 3 Count Podcast Debate Show. Let's go down my roster. Introducing first, he is the man that runs the show because I don't do shit. I don't run shit. I just talk shit. He is the landlord of the Dog Pound. He is your friendly neighborhood mercenary. He's all that in the bag of chips. The Red Dog, Cliff Miller.
Hey. So it is the Air Force veteran intel specialist, the one you call on to get the job done, and your favorite mercenary / favorite wrestler. But I just want to say this is the first time that we have decided to go live on TikTok. So
TikTok.
What up, TikTok? We are here. You can ask questions to talk to us about whatever. And then we're here to listen to all your complaints about the show. So somebody else, also known as Anthony, is going to be looking at the Facebook chat as people are yelling at us.
Already? Already?
No, not already. I'm just saying.
Oh. About to say, geez, I didn't even say anything controversial yet. Anyway, let's continue on down. And introducing last but certainly not the least, he is El Diabito. He is the heater. He's the heat magnet. And he looks like El Chapo. Lou, the franchise.
It is me, the diabetic one, the fro-growing, wrestling-knowing, data for, and Lord knows I can't wait to get snipped because I don't want any more. And before you go any further, I am one pissed off motherfucker right now. I missed last week's show, and there's something that happened that we didn't get that we talked about in the chat that wasn't played. And I want answers. I want to know why we didn't talk, or you guys didn't talk about Zelina Vega getting snipped from the show. If it would have been anybody else of any Black African history, it would have been on this fucking show, number one. But no, because it was a Latina, it got snipped from the show like she did on SmackDown. I am so fucking angry right now with the WWE and Mr. Chaz Evans that fuck this shit. I'm just kidding. By the way, Hispanic lives matter.
Hispanic wrestlers matter.
The thing is, I was expecting you to bring this up too, so that's why I was like, "Where's Anthony?" Because I know that he's gonna say something about it, and you got me. You got me. There you go.
But I'm angry with the WWE for what happened.
Yeah,
I'm not angry at our show because there's a lot of topics that we could have talked about, and not that this wasn't important, but you guys had a set ready to go.
Yeah, but yeah, like, it's wild. It's wild. Like, you know, that they definitely did that. Like we had discussed, you know, off the air. Like it's wild. Like you know, in a nutshell, how you feel about it, like it was wild. I mean, that's, you know, it was wrong.
Oh yeah, it was definitely wrong.
It was wrong. Like no matter you know, whether or not time constraints or not, it's wrong. Like so.
That's a lot of love though. So you know, hello Rich and hello Eric. It's good to see you. So
Acton?
Yeah, Eric Acton is just typing it on TikTok.
You suck. Anyway, but no, I love Eric. Anyway, all right, let's get down to our announcement. So if you have not already done so, follow us on all of our social media. If you're on our TikTok right now, you already follow us on TikTok. Make sure you follow us everywhere else, whether that be our Instagram, 3 Count Pod, our Twitter, 3count_pod, or like us on Facebook. We're also on Clapper. So follow us. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. For those that are checking us out on YouTube right now, make sure you hit that bell button so you get all at least a notification when we upload a video, because we got a bunch of content. Because when we go down the hall into our other studio here at the 3 Count Podcast, we got a whole nother show. And Red Dog, tell them about that other show.
Yo, let us not forget that we are like literally on all social media platforms, to include Clapper, which you guys can follow us on. You guys can follow, like you said, IG, or starting last Friday,
you
right. Can follow us on OnlyFans.
Absolutely.
Cliff will take his shirt off for you.
I will take off my shirt for free. Let us not play. But then I will only take cash to put it back on. So
prove it. Prove it.
Absolutely not. Oh no. Oh, my God.
Oh no.
I hate you. I hate you.
Also, you guys, with the shirts too, do not forget that you can pick up our shirts on prowrestlingtees.com and then, buy our shirts and merch. So let's talk about what's going to be happening with Now Entering. We have 2 interviews coming up. Aaron Harms will be entering the ring on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, we have Bryson Scott. So I'm super excited about both of them. So big shout outs to both these interviews coming up.
Jazz.
And Savage, we do have to talk about something because we did not get to talk about it because it kind of started early for us. Chaz, I just got curious, man. How does it know that us Latinos get a full 30 days of Hispanic Heritage Month?
It proves.
HLM.
I mean, hey, guess what? It just proves that we're the worst treated race in the country.
I mean, when they had
I didn't say it, but
oh man,
WWE loves you guys right now. You guys have 2 black champions.
Listen. It's the Matrix.
Well, Roman doesn't count as black though. Never mind. He's
That's fact. That's also fact. They identify as Samoan.
I can't wait for you. I can't wait for him to lose that belt.
To who though?
Hi, Amanda.
To who?
To who? Who's he losing the belt to? Savage
white man.
He's losing the belt to Rey Mysterio because Lord knows we need a Hispanic champion.
Goldberg, go.
You got him losing to Goldberg?
I have him losing to Damian Priest. I'm gonna call it like that.
You got Roman losing to Damian Priest?
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen at the last pay-per-view of the year. And what's gonna happen is the SmackDown the shakeup's gonna happen, the draft, and Damian is gonna go, and then Shinsuke is gonna swap. Damian's gonna lose the title on SmackDown, and then he's gonna take on Roman Reigns, and he's gonna beat him. And then Damian Priest for champion. Let's go. Latinos represent.
Okay, so then I go, where does The Rock fall in?
Who the fuck cares about The Rock? He's in Hollywood making movies like John Cena.
No, I think it's gonna happen sooner. I think Brock Lesnar is gonna take that title from him.
You know what? That's not the debate topic. I don't give a fuck about Brock.
You're right. But anyway,
we're over here like, let's talk about these has-beens.
No facts.
That's how I feel about Roman Reigns. Let's talk about a has-been.
Vivian Los Diabetos.
So do I have any more announcements? Did I do that? Yeah. So we didn't. Yeah, Now in the Ring, we did that. Okay. Yeah. Buy a shirt. Buy a shirt. I feel like a preacher on every Sunday asking us all y'all to tithe and offering. Buy a shirt.
Buy a shirt.
Buy a shirt. Come buy a shirt.
Donate that money to us.
Donate your money.
Buy your shirt or we'll beat your ass. I'm just playing. You can't do that.
Listen, next week I'm gonna start sending Damien after people.
No shit.
Damn, he said I'm gonna send out Damien.
Yeah, listen, I bet you they'll buy a shirt. I bet you they'll buy a shirt. But anyway, all right, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, buy a shirt. Our Pro Wrestling Tees store, /3 Count Pod, 3 Count. You know it is the number 3. Don't you dare type in THREE. Let's get to the match of the week. Cliff, match of the week.
So we'll start off with my match of the week. Actually is going to be, so it's not one that I have on my list, but it's definitely one that we need to talk about. And it would be Ace Austin versus Christian Cage. If you guys did not go check out Impact, you should, because Victory Road was actually a really great pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. And the newest challenger, which I won't put out there,
has me.
Could you be fire?
That's actually like I'm actually hyped to see that match. But let's see here. My match of the week is gotta be the same one. It's Ace Austin and Christian. They tore it down. Like Christian can go. Ace Austin, we already know, is a star in Impact. I thought Ace was going to take. I thought he was going to take it off of Christian last night.
Right.
I really did. So yeah, that's my match of the week. I don't have anything. Yeah, sorry. What do you got, Anthony? Something from Dark?
I really did not watch much wrestling. This being a bread man, I'm in bed by the time everything really is airing. But the match I did actually catch that I was really happy to watch was Darby Allin versus Shawn Spears.
That was a fun match.
That match was
It
a
was.
fun match.
He almost killed. I feel like Darby's gonna die every match at this point. What you call it? Anyway, yeah. All right, moving on. Because Darby dies. Can we talk? We'll get there. We'll talk about. But can we talk about Hobbs and Punk on Rampage next week? Well, this week.
It's gonna be lit.
Like
On a 2-hour Rampage.
Right. So from 10, that's a lot of wrestling, man. Something's got to give. It's either I don't watch SmackDown or
I guess I'm not playing video games on Friday night.
Just take that hour off of Raw that you don't care about.
I don't even watch Raw.
Yeah.
I don't watch Raw.
That's true.
I can't.
Some of us have to.
But I'm going to have to watch Raw, and that's going to segue into our debate topic. I'm moving things around since we talked about that. Yeah. So it was announced Friday night, this past Friday night on SmackDown, that on Monday Night Raw, it will be the New Day versus the Bloodline in a 6-man tag match. And that is on Monday Night Raw. So our debate topic is WWE wasting New Day versus Bloodline for Raw instead of having it at Survivor Series?
I'm genuinely
you can start.
I'm genuinely upset that way how you said that though. Like on Monday Night Raw, it'll be the New Day versus the Bloodline. No, first of all, we gotta say it on Monday night, it will be the New Day against the Bloodline.
The Bloodline, what?
The Bloodline. Are they wasting it? You know what, man? Like I think genuinely, like I am super excited about this matchup, but this is a match that I would have rather see on Survivor Series, because it fits perfect, right? But no one says that they're not going to run this back, at Survivor Series if it comes down to it. I think I'm excited to see it on Raw. I'm sure it's probably going to get broken up by the Hurt Business because we had a lot of rumors about the Hurt Business coming back together. So yeah, you know what? I would. It would be awesome. It'd be awesome to see like the Hurt Business versus the New Day versus the Bloodline at Survivor Series. But I don't know, man. I kind of agree that it might be kind of a waste, and they probably should have waited a little longer, and you could have like kept pushing that. But I do understand because on SmackDown you did have Big E show up for no reason because he didn't need to be on SmackDown because he's the Raw champion. But
he's still a SmackDown superstar.
No, he's not because they officially moved him from.
Oh, they did. They did.
Yeah, the night that he won the title, they moved him from SmackDown to Raw and said he's a Raw superstar. And then they had him show up to SmackDown. Like no one knew that. That's what happened.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know they officially moved him yet.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So I think personally, I would like to see this on Survivor Series. But yeah, I kind of think it may have been a waste. But then again, if they're doing new things for Survivor Series instead of doing this like Raw versus SmackDown fight, and we get some like actual matches going, then no. But I genuinely wish I could have seen this happen. But yeah, unfortunately, I think it's kind of a waste.
All right, go ahead, Anthony.
Sorry, my 2-year-old snuck down into the studio and threw a ball at me. Yeah. Are they wasting it? No, absolutely not. They're wasting it. Listen, we are still 2 months away from Survivor Series, and a lot can happen as we've seen before. I think that right now, Raw was kind of a low rating, knowing that even though Big E was going to cash in, I think the WWE is just trying to save their viewership right now, and that's why they're putting it over to Raw. They're probably that'd be a good storyline for Survivor Series, but right now, no.
Yeah, because Vince fears Lamar Jackson and Monday Night Football. Everybody was watching Lamar instead of
Nobody fears.
Nobody
Lamar
cares
Jackson.
about Lamar Jackson.
Nobody. People in Maryland don't care about Lamar.
I would rather watch Lamar Jackson over snap leg Dak Prescott.
He's been playing good so far. Okay, he looks good.
He was last year until like a chicken wing.
Considering that he had
no, because it would be with the yeast, so it'd be more like a duck wing. So now we can just be like
considering that he had 2 surgeries, he looks good.
On both busted ankle, we had 2 surgeries. That tells you something about that leg.
Anyway.
Quack, 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 quack. That man wobbles everywhere. He looks like a duck.
Anyway,
Duck
so
Prescott.
my point. It's my turn. It's my turn.
This is his show. Knock it off, Cliff.
It's my turn. All right. So I gotta agree on the fact with Cliff. I think it's we're pulling the trigger too soon. Big E just won the title. Let us build up to that. Let's tease it. Like we could have teased that happening throughout, the 2-month span. Like Roman already has a lot on his plate. He's dealing with Finn, the Demon, because those are 2 different people. Brock, who else?
Now Big E.
Now Big E. That's 4. Like, and then the brand. What happened to the brand split? But yeah, this could have been. You could pay to see this. Like this is a match you would go into a big arena. You would pay to see on a pay-per-view. This if you want the Peacock subscribers, this is the match that you put on there. If the Hurt Business is involved, like the rumors have said, that just means it more to the fact that you wasted this match.
I agree there.
It's like, because why do it? You could have put the Hurt and then it was on Raw, and I agree with the fact that this is also a thing about ratings. I agree with both of you. I'm on the same stance with both of y'all on the same reasons, because it's a ratings play, as we'll talk into our next debate topic after. But Raw's lost in the 18 what is it?
49.
49, yeah. 1849 demographics 2 weeks in a row for the first time in a very long time. So
who did they lose to it 2 weeks ago?
No,
they lost to AEW. They lost to Dynamite last week.
Yeah.
In the Dynamite.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So
1.6 mil last episode of
yeah,
Raw.
it's yeah.
It's so I know that's going to be an next debate topic, but it's so weird to remember that in the 90s, like a 7 mil rating was considered low. And like now we're over here like 1.6, like 20 something years later. Like, of course, like there was always a thing that Raw could have sustained like that 7 million viewer point, because at some point like it was gonna have to like revamp itself. But once the F got out of there, so did the fans.
Yeah.
That's a soundbite.
Yeah.
That's an Instagram clip. All our TikTok users, you'll see that on the on one of the quick dies. Yeah, I agree. I wasn't around for the night. I mean, I was around, but I wasn't watching wrestling in the 90s. I was trying to learn how to walk. So, but no, you're absolutely right. But now back to the the 6-man tag. Yeah, it's I think it's a little early. We could be more invested if they waited until Survivor Series. You could have still did Big E come out like he did with Roman, all the stuff. He's already was teasing it with Heyman, when he had Money in the Bank. There was already that, what's the word? A beef between the two. So that could have been a tease. You could tease it more and more. New Day Bloodline, and then when it came up to Survivor Series, oh my goodness! Now we're like, we want to see this match. We get to see it happen. Now it's like it's just hot shotted, and we don't get to see how really great that match could actually be. It's already going to be watered down because it's on Raw, it's on TV, and you got commercials and all that stuff. We're not going to get the match that we think we're going to get out of this.
No.
And I think that's the biggest hindrance of it, because we know the New Day and the Bloodline, but the Usos put on fire tag matches. We have seen that.
Absolutely.
We've seen them do it time after time. Roman puts on banger matches. Like, say what you want about Roman. Roman has been putting on banger of matches since 2016. We just don't want to admit it because we did not like it. And we hated to admit it.
We don't want to admit it.
Some stinkers,
Kenny
yes.
Omega is putting on better matches. That's an opinion.
Brock
That's not my
Lesnar puts
opinion.
on better shows
That
than
is just
Roman
that
Reigns.
is a consensual opinion that I keep seeing pop up all the time.
And I see it too, and I see that on Twitter too. And when I see it, I ignore. I don't even think about it because I'm just like, whatever. But maybe we have to talk about that next week.
I would
But in
really
depth,
rather
like
watch-
actual analysis. That'd be something. I think we should. That'd be like a special. Put that on OnlyFans.
Hey,
Please, man.
OnlyFans.
I literally
Get a
would
bunch
rather
of
watch
actual
fucking-
like indie wrestlers, and we all talk about, break them down by piece by piece who puts on better matches. Ooh, let us know if you would like that in the comments.
That would be fly. Yeah, let us know.
If that's a cool idea, or I'm just spitballing dumb stuff, which I do on the random.
This is true.
I do. Listen, I have the craziest ideas. Listen, I had this crazy idea that the 3 Count has like this whole like block party wrestling show mixed with Starcade. I told Cliff about this, and Cliff's like, "Yeah, man, let's do it."
You know what's crazy is I'm
I have
low
wild
key.
ideas.
Now that you mentioned that, like doing that might be a special that we start doing like on OnlyFans, where we break down like not just wrestlers but factions. Could you imagine like doing like the New Day versus the Elite? Like, how much fun would that be? Like, who is better?
Oh,
Check us out.
the New Day. It's the New Day. I don't want to be.
No, I don't. I'm all about the New Day. I'm so biased.
I was about to say, you know what? I was gonna let you down that hill. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to argue.
But you have to eliminate it, right? So it's Kofi, Big E, and Xavier versus Kenny and the Young Bucks. You can't be like all of the Elite because Cody doesn't count. Neither does Adam Hangman, and neither does Adam Cole.
You don't count Adam Cole?
No.
Yeah, you do.
The last 4 years he was dead.
That's true.
But he's
That
But
is
he's
true.
back.
That is true. You okay, yeah, okay, fine.
No, he's back. No, he's back. He's back. He's part of it.
I know that,
No,
I
he's
know that
back.
we're gonna sit here and like kind of run all over the place. But did you guys see the episode of Being the Elite when he came back?
I don't watch.
And they opened up, so they did a seance to bring back Adam Cole. They had a picture, and they all like went off screen. Adam Cole came back, and he was just like, "Why do I taste monster?" And so now the running joke throughout the series so far is that anytime Adam Cole sees a monster, he's like, "I'm gonna have this I'm gonna take this bang right here. He's gonna get more bang for my buck versus a monster." Because the last time he was on the show, he died from a monster. I love the storytelling for Being the Elite, man. It's so good. You don't watch it, so you can't talk about it.
I watched it. So when AEW first started, I knew about the show. I just never watched it. I tried to watch a couple episodes. I didn't find it funny. Like, I just was like, eh.
Dude, when MJF first was on the LED, that was so fucking hilarious.
See, I probably stopped watching before that happened, and I gave it a try. I didn't like it.
Hey, just watch it. Like, I'll send you some of the videos that with MJF.
He's not gonna watch
Like,
it.
I'm not gonna
You will
watch it.
fucking watch it. Or I'll
I
drive
still
the
know I
boat
won't
here
because guess
and I'll
what?
beat your
Cliff
ass.
told me to watch what you call it, Superman and Lois, and I still have yet to watch it. And I had the opportunity to watch it the other day.
You're gonna fucking watch it. Or I'm gonna
No.
send Damien after you.
But Damien don't even watch being.
I'll pay him. He's a slut. I can pay him.
You know what?
He is true. That is true, though. That is true.
That is true. All right, let's get back on track. Temp check.
Chuck.
Time for a temp check. All right. Temp check, for those who don't know, temp check is when we give you our hottest or coldest wrestler going into this week. So, Anthony, let's start us off. What you got for us? You got us a hot or cold wrestler, or do you got both?
I got one. I got hot. You know,
Hot
I'm gonna do it right for Clifford. That boy from the New Day, Big E, hot as shit. Fucking A.
Yeah. He said, "Hot like the sun."
Hot like the one chip challenge that me and Clifford are gonna do next week on live on the show.
That is gonna happen. That is true.
Next,
That is
live
happening
next week.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna burn out so bad. Anyway.
Wow, Cliff, after you wrestle me, you're gonna go do the one chip challenge.
Oh shit, that's right. No, you know what? We're gonna do it the week after.
You know, I can't have this chip in my house. Like it's sitting here, and I'm already struggling because I just want to do it and get it over.
You want to
with.
get it over?
Yeah. I love the fact that Chaz like put out there that we're having a match
Oh,
like,
yeah.
on the show. Like just
I did.
Chaz, if
Can't even
I
keep
buy
kayfabe alive.
Chaz, I'll buy you a lunch of challenge if you do it with us.
It is what it is. I'm just gonna beat your ass, Cliff.
Well, I mean that's not fair because you have pull with somebody.
Oh, we go. Shh.
Good old
You
Earl.
already put it out there.
Good old Earl.
Anyway,
Listen. I'm gonna listen. I'll talk to my man's Earl. Got Earl in my back pocket.
I know he's gonna count for you.
He is going. Earl's gonna screw you out so bad.
It's gonna be wild to see the white man help the black man screw over the Latin man on Hispanic Heritage Month.
Times have fucking changed.
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
my wrestler, as much as I want to agree, I do agree that Big E is probably the hottest thing running this week. I do want to put out another wrestler that I think is also
Red Dog Miller.
It is. He's 100% me. No, it's Josh Alexander. Like, I mean, the man's putting on banger matches. He put on a banger match last night, and then he just relinquished his title so that he can compete for the grandest prize on Impact. Like, I think that's pretty cool, and I'm down with that. I'm gonna say the coldest wrestler of the week. I don't care what anybody gotta say, man. Hey, somebody find me Drew McIntyre.
Mm.
Where the fuck has Drew been? Yes, I fucking hate fucking Raw so much. I didn't even realize that Drew. What was he doing? Fucking having a beef with Jinder Mahal.
Yep, that was where it was at.
Didn't he beat him at a pay-per-view?
He did. You know how Raw does. They just flatten out their former champions, which I'm worried about Bobby.
It's okay. Bobby can be flattened out.
Can't flatten a man out. You see that man's pecs?
Listen. As a fucking wrestling mark that we all are, that I especially am myself, I don't care. I want Bobby to get back in a fucking cage. I thoroughly like watching Bobby Lashley fucking fight MMA. I'm sorry.
I did too. I actually, for the little bit of, I watched a little bit of his stuff, and I like watching as well.
Don't get me wrong. I like him as a wrestler. Absolutely, he's very entertaining, and he was a great champion. But put that motherfucker back in the cage for me, so I can fucking have some fucking excitement in my life for Bobby Lashley.
You have Jake Hager, deal with it. Anyway, your pick.
All right, so I'm gonna start off with the coldest wrestler going into this week. It is the Don Chaz Evans.
It is. I saw his promo.
You saw my promo. Wait, what promo?
All the promos.
Yeah, they're pretty horrible.
Yo. the change in the face.
Well, geez. Like I said, I probably like.
You're like an escort. You're just there to look pretty. Good old Prince over there is the mouthpiece and the fucking good wrestler.
The mouthpiece. I would have said put some respect on his name because like Prince is more like the Bobby Lashley, while Chaz is more like Leo Rush.
It's true. I just love fucking with Chaz so much.
Lashley.
Lashley.
Hit
him with the double. Hit him with your favorite pose.
My man would really do that, and I used to hate it so much.
And he's such a
So dumb.
We're not even gonna get into the Leo Rush with me because I'll fucking go on a rant. That I fucking know.
Oh, Love Panda just joined us. What's up, Love Panda?
What's up, Love Panda? But no,
the fuck.
no, it definitely is me. I lost my team. Me and my partner. We lost last night. Lost. So, yep. Going into this week, we are ice cold. But my hottest wrestler going into this week
is Prince McMahon.
It's not
Biggie.
Prince Machiavelli.
Biggie.
Fuck him. I told him he looked stupid yesterday too.
You told who?
I told Prince that he looked stupid yesterday. He started this thing he started to do. I don't know if you've seen the match, but he got the Kenny Omega hot before he hit the ropes. And I'm like, oh, you gotta stop doing that shit. I told him, I was like, you look stupid. You too big to be doing that shit, bro.
I may have been at training today, and like I know I have my own little tendencies of doing stuff. And someone was like, hey, yo, first of all, we all can see you, so stop running that way. I was like, fuck, I do this.
Yeah. And I do it too sometimes. But I'm small guy, and I'm the firecracker. I can do that. It works. But when he did it, he just looked. He said, "Nick," I said, "Bro, you're too big to be doing that shit. Stop." I was like, "You gotta find something else to get the crowd hype because that ain't it, G." But no, my hottest wrestler going into this week is Big E. My man just won the WWE Championship. He was on Raw and he was on SmackDown. He's calling out the big dog, the tribal chief. And then, of course, tomorrow or tonight, whenever you're listening to this, or yesterday or 2 days ago or in the future, maybe. But anyway, the 6-man tag is happening tomorrow. That's, first time of these, two clash. Biggie is definitely the hottest wrestler going into this week. All righty. So let's talk about AEW. Let's talk about Anthony's favorite wrestling show of the week.
Oh, damn, that's rude.
Let's talk about it because I'm gonna save the other topic for last. We'll talk about Dreamer last. So is it safe? We know that AEW Dynamite the past 2 weeks have beat Monday Night Raw in the 18-49 demographics. Is it safe to say Dynamite is the #1 wrestling show on TV? Look, I got a clip going. I'll start. I will go out on this limb. Okay. I will go out on this limb and I will say that Dynamite is the #1 wrestling show on television. And I say that for not only as far as the demographics and the viewership, because it's only a matter of time, I think now, where we're going to start seeing Dynamite beating Raw as far as the ratings weekly. Because I think, because even SmackDown, I think it's once they beat SmackDown is when, all right, because SmackDown, in my eyes, SmackDown is the bigger show because of they're on Fox, but Fox is one of the 4 major networks, and it's TNT. So you're always going to get that extra, viewership out of them for casual people who watching, Fox on a Friday night. But Dynamite is the #1 show, wrestling show on TV. That key demographic is the 18-49 demographic. That's the demographic. That's pretty much where all your, that's where the wrestling fan. That's the demographic you want. They've beaten them twice. they already show that they put on a better product, and Raw's trash. Raw's Monday Night Raw is not Monday Night Raw of the 1990s. Like, we can say that. We've said that for years. It's not even the same Monday Night Raw from 06. It's like we can really say it's not the same. It's Monday night, like back in the day, Monday Night Raw, only competition they really ever had on Monday after WCW, we can say was Monday Night Football during football season, correct? That's only, on a Monday night, that's all they did, really, who they have to compete with. Football, that's it. Because every American, most Americans in their male age of 49 is watching football. So he doesn't have competition. He's not worried. He can beat football, he doesn't like it. Football's fine with beating him because guess what? Once February roll around, he's got all the way till August. Now he's got another wrestling show on another network, beating him in that ratings. Raw doesn't have that appeal anymore. And I believe USA knows. That's just me. I think there's chatter about it, which is why we see the rating, trying to get ratings, and that's a lot of the talk in the wrestling IWC is that, oh, they're doing this ratings, and it, say what you will, yes, in a sense they probably are. Yes, they probably are, because let's look at it. Raw is not good. It's 3 hours. It's a long show. Dynamite, it shows they have the viewership. They have the demographic. That's the people they want. That target audience, they're grabbing that audience. And it's only a matter of time before more and more and more people are going to switch over. That's my 2 cents. Go ahead, Cliff.
As far as like best wrestling, currently, I'm gonna say yes, right? But in my opinion, and the reason why I say currently, if you're going by demographics, yes, wrestling is that. Dynamite is definitely like the top show, right? But if you're asking for my personal opinion on a pure wrestling show, it's probably number 2. And currently, I would say it probably won't be number 2 for long because of this. NXT 2.0 started this week, right? And that show was fire. Like,
it was okay. Well, it wasn't fire. It was cool.
It was fire.
It was cool. It was cool. It was cool.
It was different. It was cool. We saw a lot of younger talent get featured on the show, mixed in with some of the older talent. We see some new stars that WWE is trying to build up through NXT. I genuinely liked watching the product all the way through. Here's my catch-22 with it. I think right now that show price is number 3. I think AEW Dynamite says number 2. And as far as the pure wrestling aspect of everything, when I can catch it, and I do say when I can, Impact definitely sits at the top because I think Impact has better matches. The only problem with those matches is that sometimes they have some funky endings because they're trying to build more and more stories so they can keep viewers long time viewing. But Impact sustainability is genuinely really good with all the wrestling. And I'm telling you, man, like I say it every time, the X division, well, currently is my second favorite division because of ROH's pure wrestling division.
Oh.
But the Impact X division carries the show for me. And I know AEW Dynamite, like they're still finding that formula of how to make things continuously like exciting. And I love their show. But I think just on a pure entertainment show, inside and out, I like Impact more. I love watching Dynamite, and NXT 2.0 is going to close that gap, and they're going to pass up both shows. So I don't think it's the best show out there. I think it's the second best, and I think eventually it's going to be the third.
Lou?
I don't think so. And I think that I think they're catching up. I think that it's not going to be long before they are the number 1 show. But I still think SmackDown still carries that torch. SmackDown has always been that, has late or over the last few years has been the better show from from WWE, and now that they got a competition, they've actually been putting out a little bit better content. So for me personally, I think that SmackDown is the number one show right now.
My only problem with SmackDown though is the same problem I have with WWE. It's just like the last 3 weeks, right? Sami Zayn versus Dominic Mysterio has happened. Why? Why has that been a thing? We have all these repeat matches. The one time that we had a unique match finally, it got cut.
Yeah. So here's the thing I say about SmackDown. I said this funny thing is I said this about SmackDown, and I heard crazy enough, Jim Cornette said the same exact thing. SmackDown is a schizophrenic ass show.
Yes.
It's so like you get some really good shit going, and then you got trash, and you're like, why are you doing this? It's like a roller coaster. It got highs and it goes, and when it gets low, it gets low. But it's still SmackDown is still the more enjoyable show out of the entire WWE shows.
Yes.
NXT 2.0. I need a couple more weeks. I'll give it that. I dig the new look. I see what they're going. I don't hate it and I don't love it.
You know the fucking weird thing about it is like what you said is SmackDown. SmackDown has these highs and the lows, but when they have the highs, they're high for a while. When
yeah, like
lows, they're not
right.
low for a long time. They know how they figure out how to pick that back up.
That's fact. So by the end of the 2 hours, I'm in like, okay, that was fine. But like it's just
Well, you give us like these killer ass matches, right? With like Edge and Rollins on SmackDown, right? And then obviously you have like the 10-man tag match, and then you have the Usos match, right? So you have these
schizophrenic.
Yeah,
and that's just including you're just including matches. There's segments on them that are really good, and then there are segments that are just god awful.
Right. Like Bianca Belair, like that match. You mean to tell me that the person battling for your championship, your women's championship in her hometown is going to take the man bottom? Is that what they call it now? I don't know. The manhandle slam, whatever Becky's calling it, the Becky bottom. You're going to lay out the challenger in her hometown in front of her people. Like, how much worse could it get? Why?
It's funny thing is this. When they had the whole Kane coming out and they gave her the key, first of all, that key looked ridiculous. They could have did. I blame WWE for that. If you do a homecoming, give somebody a fake key to the city, you could at least put something on it that says key of Knoxville. It was just a blank cardboard key. How dare they? They should be ashamed of themselves for putting that out there on Fox at that.
I was like, this must be the same box that they cut out the sword, or that the sword was being held in for Drew McIntyre, because that key was big as shit, and you can see it was made of cardboard.
Bruh. Like, and then it's like
saving money, leave them alone.
They knew, we know how Vince does. We know how Vince does. I'm ignoring what Anthony said because he's fucked up. But we know how WWE is. When they're in the home, someone's in their hometown and it's the babyface, they have to get embarrassed. We see it all the time. And I knew, and the funny thing is this, I was expecting them to do it. They almost got me. I was like, oh, Becky's not about to lay her out. And they did it anyway. And it's just, it's not, and like, it's schizophrenic. That's how SmackDown is. Like, I feel like I need to take an Advil before I watch SmackDown every Friday night. Cause like, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna get this. And then it's like having a trip off of acid. That's what SmackDown is. That's what SmackDown is. But it's still enjoyable, which is crazy enough. It's still an enjoyable show as a whole. And then NXT 2, like I said, NXT 2.0, I need a couple more weeks. I need to see how Ciampa does, what they do with Ciampa as, NXT champion now, all the new guys and everything. I think Dynamite is, though. Dynamite keeps me, there's at least one or two matches or a segment that has me going, I want to see Dynamite. over what's on any other week.
So I just saw a comment that said, I like anything with Corbin. To be fair, Happy Corbin legitimately has me excited to watch him come on shows. Like, I like seeing Baron. I love seeing Happy Corbin right now, especially like this new attitude where he's like, yo, I'm a winner. It's what I'm going to do. I just like watching Happy Corbin. So I'm all in with that Corbin. And by the way, like, Corbin is not that bad. Like, people keep shitting on Corbin like he's like one of the worst wrestlers. He's not. Like, if you keep talking about him, you obviously either you hate him to a point where you might actually like him, or you just hate him and you're still talking about him. I enjoy seeing Happy Corbin.
Listen, Baron Corbin is good at what he does. Okay, I need to understand. He is good at what he does. He's when he's a heel, he knows how to make you hate you. He makes you hate him because he's good at his job. And people say, no, it's go away heat. I'm like, no, it's not. You just don't like him. And he got you thinking that it's go away heat. Like, everyone say, no, Baron Corbin has go away heat. No, he doesn't. He does not. He's got you thinking it's go away heat. And that's why I fucking love Baron Corbin. So there will be no Baron Corbin slander ever on this show. And if there is, you're fired.
I like Corbin like I like MJF.
Fuck Baron Corbin.
You're fired.
Jeez. That was gonna suck now.
I mean, we can find another Anthony, I think.
Yeah, I can find another Latino in a quick, fast hurry.
Who?
I'm sure there's somebody at Lowe's looking for a job.
Home Depot, motherfucker.
I was just to see.
You were one racist.
You said that. See, what I had was worse.
Yeah.
What I had was worse than what you said. So we're gonna keep with what you said, and I'll tell you what I was gonna say off the air. Absolutely not.
Hey,
Absolutely not. Listen,
you kept Zelina Vega off the fucking show. Come on, racist. What's up?
I didn't. I mean, I didn't do it on purpose. It wasn't maliciously.
Oh shit, dude.
Like,
you were ready to fucking have fucking fire out there a couple weeks
No,
ago.
because I was upset too. I was like, why did they cut this?
No, actually, you probably were clapping your fucking hands when they said, we're not going to have the women's show. You're like, yeah, fuck that Latina.
No, I like you push this narrative that I hate
back and take
Hispanics.
that fucking belt. Oh, no, not my black sister.
I'd rather Zelina Vega took the belt off of off of Bianca.
You're fucking sitting there. Put that bitch back in there and make me some tamales.
Oh my God.
It's on a level.
Hispanics lives matter, motherfucker.
The fact that you have that like over your shoulder, just like Chaz, bro, it's just on a level.
Oh
shit. I don't know if it was fucking payback for what I said on the show on my return with the best match of the night, but you fucked up, buddy.
You keep pushing this narrative that I hate Hispanics. I love y'all.
You had just to meet the quota. You had to put one in your wedding. Congratulations, Cliff.
Just to meet the quota. Listen, I earned my spot.
I bet there are a bunch of fucking Mexicans in the kitchen cooking your food for your wedding.
Listen, I have an official statement that I wrote. No one else wrote this, but it says, I am glad I have been picked for this position in Chaz's wedding party. There is no malicious intent in reading this. I have been asked to just say that it was a great place and a great time, and I was very honored to be there. I feel like I'm in North Korea.
Yeah, good boy.
I was with the lashes out. You better read that right. Oh man. Oh God. Let's get back on topic. I gotta
put this show back on the rails. All righty. We finished that topic, right? Everyone got their 2 cents in?
Yeah, apparently.
Cliff, can you check our chat? What people talk? Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah. So we have someone saying, "Wow, MJF. It's the way they are building him up when there were so many more deserving. There's not many people who can get the heat that Baron or that King Happy Corbin can get. God, he's gone through so many iterations. I love it. Las Vidas Hispanicas el importa. Yeah, that's right. Hispanics are important too. And then last but not least, Token. I don't know who you're talking about, Token. I'm pretty sure that Anthony would be the Token one. And then
I ain't gonna call me out like that. I'm the token one. I know enough Spanish to get me to Taco Bell.
You just legit. Can we take your order? One gordita.
No, I don't even say that. It's like dos tacos. That's two. If you don't understand that.
Softo shellos.
I like it.
And then last but not least, on TikTok side, we have a damn. Y'all need a roofer. And then you'll get.
Oh, that's another Mexican joke. Hey, guess who put these bricks in?
Oh my god.
It wasn't you.
Some other Mexican in 1975.
Yeah, that guy's name was John.
You leave one in his work alone.
Like John.
You mean Juan?
First of all, that's not how the white man would have called him. It would have been like, John, put these bricks up, and he's like, "Si, senor." And then he started going to work.
Oh god. Do you have the Facebook chat up?
I do. There's nothing going on right now in Facebook land.
Diabetic lives matter.
Hey yo.
Yes, thank you.
That's my shirt. That's my new shirt. Right there. Diabetic lives matter.
You were talking about the wedding and having someone there. Oh yeah, by the way, you didn't invite Rich to your wedding.
Or me.
Well, I did invite you, Anthony.
Yeah, you straight up told me you're gonna turn him down.
Straight up told me you weren't coming.
You did say that.
Fucking blame Aaron for fucking. Hey, thanks for fucking graduating with your master's degree, asshole.
Buy that shit.
I have nothing to do with that. I want to let you know you said that on your own accord, not me. I didn't tell you.
If you want to graduate with your master's degree, I would have went to Charles's wedding.
Also,
why are you putting out my shoot name out there? Jeez Louise.
Also, we all right. So I do want to talk about this. Someone did say this, and I do want to talk about this, right? So they mentioned it. I would buy that shirt. I'm a diabetic. So there is going to be a shirt coming out. Anthony is making it himself. So I expect it to look like, a 4-year-old drew it, but it will be the diabetic shirt. And he is definitely coming out with this. So it will be available where we put it, whether it's on Pro Wrestling Tees or if we decide to open up a shop at What a Maneuver, you guys will be able to get that shirt. And the diabetic one will be there.
The way we were talking about it is more than likely is what we sell will donate.
Correct. Yep. So that's why I plead like a preacher every Sunday morning. Pay your tithes, buy a shirt. Definitely buy a shirt though. Buy Anthony's shirts when it drops.
Buy one of his shirts. He said buy one shirt, buy 2 shirts.
Wait, I said preacher, not an auctioneer. You said buy one shirt, buy 2
I
shirts.
don't have the great voice like
Holy
one.
Shit. Holy shit, there is one.
Hey, I'm gonna buy it. If you don't buy it, I'm buying it for you.
I'm fucking buying it right now.
Let's see. ¿Dónde está el casa de Pepe? Mexican American. Yo, yes. Mexican Americans don't like to get into gang fights. They like flowers and music and white girls named Debbie too. Yes, I love it.
Mexican American. They love their nanas and their ninos and their no-nos.
And they're not any no-nos. Mexican Americans don't like to go to school.
Can we get back to the fucking show, man?
We don't like we go to night school to take Spanish and get a B.
Oh, that's funny. All right, let's move on to our next debate topic. This is probably the most controversial topic that's been out.
Fuck him.
I support what he said.
I said what I said. That's what I said. I'm gonna get so much heat. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna get so much heat. I don't give a fuck.
So, all right. Dark Side of the Ring is a wonderful show, guys. It's
where do you see this shit at?
Have you never seen a single episode of him?
Vice.com.
Okay.
Vice.
It's on Vice. Yeah.
Is
And
there
like
an
you
app
can
I
even
get
they're
my
on
Roku?
YouTube. You said what?
Is there an app I can get on my Roku?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bet
Yeah.
we're in that shit right now.
Yeah. Okay, well then you gotta watch. Yeah, man, you gotta catch. There's some good ones. Like you gotta watch Benoit, of course. You gotta watch. You saw the one. Okay, so you gotta watch this. You gotta see the Montreal screw job. What's another good one? The
Owen Hart.
Yes. Why not? Yeah, the Owen Hart is really good. That's one.
Evidently the plane ride one was really good too.
So yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So let's talk about it. So yes, this past week, Dark Side of the Ring, the plane ride from hell, the infamous plane ride from hell. I should so I gotta make sure I put that there because the plane ride from hell has been talked about a lot of times between in the wrestling community. The story has been told many different times by many different people, but they're doing a very in-depth dive, like Dark Side of the Ring does with their documentaries on this specific event. And whoa, boy, did some stuff come out. I don't want to get into too much detail to what happened. Just know Ric Flair had his thing out, helicopter, naked, robe, stewardess who worked at the in the aircraft. So Tommy Dreamer pretty much gave Ric Flair innocence. I don't have a quote from quote because I'm not gonna quote it, but in all in a nutshell, he pretty much gave Tommy Dreamer gave Ric Flair a pass, saying it's Ric Flair, it's Ric Flair. And that's just, what Rick does.
And that the same people who are complaining about Ric Flair's antics are the same type of people who are upset at me because I have 2 ponytails. We don't give a fuck about your 2 ponytails, Dreamer. We don't. Like, as a wrestler, I respect you 100%. 1,000%. Like, with all my heart, I respect the work that you've put in. I respect everything you've done through ECW and the way you've been able to innovate and continue to be the innovator of violence. As a human being and as a person who has 2 children and myself having a daughter, you can go fuck yourself. And to people who will defend him and say his stuff was taken out of context, maybe take a look at it through some different eyes. Because that is ridiculous. You mean to tell me that even in looking through the eyes of 2020, looking back at that, even looking at that, right, in 2002, it's not like this was 24 years ago. We're talking 20, we're not talking 30, 40 years ago. We're talking 19 years ago. We're talking about. And every time we bring the story up, we bring it up in a sense of a lightning, right? Like, oh, it was so funny. Wow, there were things happening. Brock and Kurt Hennig did their thing. Whatever. Scott Hall was drunk. Ha 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 ha. First of all, that man had an addiction problem, and we weren't even really addressing that. Okay. Then we're talking about Ric Flair walking around with his robe open, nothing underneath, flinging his dick around, and then getting some stewardess to touch him, forcing her to touch it. And then you're going to have somebody like Tommy Dreamer come out and say, you know what? That's just what he did. If it's so funny, why did the Peacock and the WWE agree to pull an episode off a story time with not just the plane ride from hell, but the other plane ride that Ric Flair had, where it started this whole antic? This is the problem, that we're totally just like, okay, this is cool. This was something that happened. Yes, it happened in 2002. Yes, it happened. But it's just insane that we're like, hey, man, it is cool. And for Tommy Dreamer to belittle this whole thing and say people who complain about the plane ride from hell and that this girl was sexually assaulted are the same ones who are mad at me because I have 2 ponytails. And if it really bothered her there that much, maybe she shouldn't have taken the cash settlement and prosecuted that man to the full extent of the law. Fuck you. Fuck everything about you, my guy. Seriously, that is the craziest thing that anybody could have ever said and done. Man, you know what? It's just disgusting. Like, I'm going to catch so much heat because the place that I'm supposed to be at, October 23rd, he's there. And when someone sees this episode and tags him in it, I know where I won't be welcomed. I know. And I was asked to come back to a show, and I won't be able to go back because that locker room will not like me because of what I had to say.
Hey, listen. This is our show. This is where we speak our mind. Cliff has every right to say what he's got to say. Chaz is gonna have everything he's gonna say about this. I'm not gonna say anything about this because my man just said it all perfectly.
I was trying to see who, I was like, all right, who's gonna rant first, me or Cliff, about this? Because Cliff said a lot. He said a lot, and everything Cliff said is completely facts. So wrestlers always talk about change, and I'm gonna come back to the two Ric Flair in this situation. But wrestlers always want to say they want wrestling to change and they want the business to be better, right? Online and in public so everyone can see it, but don't do change to fix it, right? I hate to say it like this, and I guess we're gonna catch double heat because we all know me. My comments offend everybody, and I've always been how I am. This is me, and I'm never afraid to say how I feel. And if it pisses you off, oh well. I hate to marginalize this, but it's the older vets that have this old wrestling stigma and how wrestling was and how this is how it should be, this is how it was type of deal. And that stops us. That holds us back. Because on top of the fact that they have students that they pass that taboo-ness of it, that wrestling lifestyle type of thing. And it holds wrestling back because there are wrestlers still wrestling on independent shows that even after the speaking out movement and after people have called them out and have shared evidence, they're still on shows and people don't bat an eye. It's sickening that as a business and I'll say it as the wrestling culture, that we care more about our buck than our morals. And it's sad. It's sickening. It's really sickening that there are legitimate people defending Ric Flair. Like, okay, he was swinging his dick around. Like, okay, like that's okay. Like, so what? If I don't care what he's Ric Flair, and people want to, and then they go like, oh, but they always talk about the stories how Flair used to bring home the ladies and all in the hotel rooms. Yeah, and that's still not okay. Like, just because he was doing it in the 80s and the 70s doesn't make it okay. Just because the time period changes doesn't make it less okay. It was wrong then, just like it's wrong now. We have a problem of holding wrestlers accountable for their actions. And that we have that prime example. Everybody loves Ric Flair. It's in a sense, it's the Hulk Hogan effect. Everyone loved Hulk Hogan, but he fucked up. Everybody loves Ric Flair. Ric Flair fucked up. And I don't care if Ric almost died 2 years ago or however many years ago. Like that he was wrong. He shouldn't have done that. Like that's like, no. That's being a creep. Like, no. And it's a shame. And Tommy Dreamer deserves all the heat that he gets from his comments on Dark Side of the Ring. If you are defending that just by saying that, hey, it's Ric Flair, okay, when does the gimmick turn off? Because you got to go home and be a regular person. When the lights are not on, who are you? You know, like when there is no camera in front of you, who are you? You're not that person. It's a gimmick, right? Like we all know, like, newsflash, guys. It's not real. So it's sad. It's just, and I love Ric Flair. I do love Ric Flair. Ric Flair is one of the GOATs. Hands down, you can't argue that. But Richard Flair, no, fuck him. Fuck Tommy Dreamer. But fuck Tommy Dreamer as well. Tommy Dreamer's comments, Tommy should have known, and I can't wait to hear what hear about what he says on Busted Open, because I know he's going to address it.
Is he still on the show?
I have not heard anything saying that he wasn't on the show. And I promise you this, if he is still on the show, Dave LaGreca, you can call me up or whatnot. I won't listen to your show. I will cancel my SiriusXM subscription. No, I won't, because it's not right. Wrong is wrong, and we need to start holding people accountable. I don't care if there was police involved, if he ever got convicted, not. I don't give a fuck. Wrong is wrong. Just because you didn't get caught doesn't make it what you did right. I go steal candy from the store, I don't get caught, right? Did that not make me a thief?
We aren't even talking we've kind of addressed like the two biggest elephants in that episode. We didn't even address the thing that really got under my skin, right? Mind you, those are huge. And if we're talking about the two biggest things, and I've just said it wasn't even the biggest thing. How about, and this is not a shot at him, right? It was just that he brought it up and it was just so nonchalant, right? RVD just saying, hey man, one thing that we have to talk about is that it was just normal for us to H-bomb women or people, wrestlers.
Yeah.
We would just do it. And we would drop these pills, knock them out, and then have fun. So whether you're another wrestler, we would do something to you, whether it's shave your eyebrow, cut off your ponytail, just show that you just need to be passed out. That's one thing. Or you do into a whole nother thing. You just have a woman, you just drop something in her drink, let her, pass out. And that way you and the boys can do whatever you want. Like,
and then they talk about naked in the hallways.
Yeah.
Like, animals. That's fucked up.
Yo, but that's the biggest thing I have on my mind. I'm like, yo, dude, like, and I get it because like I know RVD's like gone through all these changes and stuff like that, and he's been one who's just been advocate for like smoking weed. And by all means, like, do your thing, right? Because I'm not gonna knock you on that, because I'm 100% like, if I was to be a toker, I would be definitely. But it's just the way it was said was so like, hey man, yeah, yesterday I went and drove. Yo, yeah, it was just, hey man, I drove my car yesterday. Okay. Hey man, we just H-bombed this girl. Like, one of those things don't sound normal. It just, in my mind, it doesn't sound normal. Every day people run out of gas. Yeah, every day people get H-bombed in a wrestling show. What? That's what we're going to talk about. Like, the normality of what was going on. I was like, what? That's crazy. Why is that? Why are we so normal? And then you're talking about this stewardess who comes on the show, and she talks about this event, and she's so traumatized because not only is she getting attacked by the WWE, she's getting attacked by her company, and God knows what else could have happened, but she's also being attacked by her husband. And I'm not saying attacked in the sense of like she's being like physically attacked, but she's being told, hey, just sweep this under the rug. Don't sell it. What? I'm so mind blown by this. And just to, in a way that, and I know, Damien, I'm sorry, but I love RVD, but the way that he said it was so like, yeah, man, it happened every day.
Damon hates RVD.
But we can't talk about like that. That's a problem. And think about this. We're talking about the plane ride from hell. Let us figure out what else we aren't talking about.
No, you're right.
Right? I mean, we've had from just the last year, right? We talked about Chris Benoit's death, and people are like, it was a conspiracy, like whatever. People were talking about Eddie Guerrero when he passed away. Tragic. We're talking about Ashley Massaro, who was in 2007, 5 years after the plane ride from hell. One of the female wrestlers was in her paperwork, right? She was sexually assaulted by a person in the U.S. Army. 5 years after someone like Ric Flair has been said was telling another woman to touch him.
And Vince McMahon just said, keep it quiet. Let's sweep that under the rug.
But Vince McMahon was in the plane.
I know.
Like,
why do you think I do not like it?
Okay. And the other question I saw this on TikTok and I really want to know, where was the locker room leaders? We talking about Taker and we talking about Austin. Where were these guys at? Because I don't know, because they didn't talk about it on the show, and we don't really ever address it. Like, these were the dudes, right? Like, these are the guys that we talk about, the Mount Rushmores, the leaders. Was it because Rick was on the plane? Like, people were like, well, we're going to answer to Rick. Like, Scott Hall is not recalling an event and almost ripping a stewardess shirt saying that he's going to lick her. He doesn't remember that. So be it. Maybe he was. Maybe someone slipped something into his drink. But it's just crazy how nonchalant like that was being taken. Like, you mean to tell me it was totally cool for wrestlers to go around and drug other wrestlers? And women? That's crazy. Like, I know I'm ranting about this. It's just my mind literally exploded. And this is the first time that I get to actually talk about this. Because when I brought it up at another place, I was told that quotes were being taken out of context. I don't care how you take I watched everything. You said what you said. It doesn't get taken out of context. You said what you said.
Yeah, you can't. I watched it. I watched the whole clip of what he said, separately as well. There was nothing taken out of context. It's I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say.
It'd be disgusting.
It is. No, it is. It is. And
this shit right here. Like, I've read articles prior to this coming out, and everybody always hates on why, and asks me why I hate Vince McMahon, how much I do. It's because he wants to sweep everything under the rug. We have something good going, and it's not okay. Vince McMahon, as an industry leader, as the man that's carried the wrestling organization for 40 years, should have done something big more. And he didn't. That's why I don't watch WWE much. Like, I'll watch pay-per-views just because it's something to do. It's on a Sunday. But How fucking crazy is this shit?
I'll let you have that point. But in this situation, right? This was not like the plane ride was Vince's situation. What happened afterwards was not. And when Tommy Dreamer says, if she really cared that much, she wouldn't have taken the settlement. She would have prosecuted that man of evil to the fullest extent of the law. Like, bro, this woman got attacked by the company that she worked for, by the company she was suing, and by her husband. And they all told her, just take the settlement and just go. Just keep it hush hush. Don't talk about it. 3 different males. We'll put out 3 different males, right? And told her, take the settlement. One of them being the person that she said she would be with till death do us part. It is not Vince's fault in this aspect. 2 other people let this woman down. One of them being her boss, and the other one being the person that she swore an oath to. There's a promise that she got married to, her other half. And the worst part was he asked her, what did you do to bring this on? The fuck you mean? What did you do? She did her job. She provided great customer service. And what did she get in return? Somebody telling her, touch my dick. Oh, you won't do it willingly? Let me grab your hand and do it for you. Then to have someone so callously say, probably shouldn't have done it. Probably shouldn't have taken a settlement. Should have prosecuted that person to the full extent of the law. The same people who get mad at that and go do a cancel culture thing are the same people who are mad at me that I had 2 ponytails. Fuck you and your 2 ponytails. Fuck you. Oh, God. And I know, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm sorry, I cannot be at that show. And I won't. And I know certain leaders of that locker room aren't going to welcome me because of what I just said. And I don't care, because that's how strongly I feel about it. You cannot tell me that in the year of 2020 that you put the interview out, you could have said anything at all. Anything. You could have ran it by a publicist. You could have ran it by your friend, your wife, your daughters, somebody else. You could have said anything to somebody else. Hey, man, if they ask me this question, this is what I'm going to say. How do you think it sounds? Probably not the best idea. Could have said anything else. You could have had somebody, anybody, somebody from Impact for the media specialist team could have been there while you did this interview and be like, you know what, Tommy, you probably shouldn't say that. Didn't happen. You said what you said, and you meant what you meant, and you tried to dismiss another person putting their hands on another person and making it seem like it was okay. I get one of these a year. This is my time where I'm going to legit talk about how I don't care. It is some crazy bullshit that you're going to go out of your way to tell somebody that you are just going to sweep their shit under the rug and you're going to dismiss everything you have to say. Fuck the top 5 for this week. Sorry, guys. Red Dog Power Rankings. There are 5 matches on there because I didn't really watch all that much wrestling because I was still trying to process what the fuck I listened to with this episode. I cannot understand, because the thing is you could be like, you know what, antics in 2002, man, that's just what it was. It was a different way of living. And some people are remorseful for that. That's okay. But Tommy Dreamer did not do that. He legit was speaking about it like it happened yesterday. And he's like, it's just Ric Flair being Ric Flair. You've got to be kidding me. In what world is that okay? In what time frame? I couldn't imagine that Tommy Dreamer would have been like, you know what, slavery. You know what? If they really felt that way, they should have just prosecuted those people to the full extent of the law. It is just beyond me, man.
Yeah.
My mind hurts, because my mind hurts, my heart hurts, my soul hurts, because you were so callous. I have a kid. I have a daughter. She's beautiful. I could not imagine what would have been like if some dude, I don't care who it is, John Smith, if he walked up to her and was just like, hey, I saw the way you were looking at me. Why don't you touch my dick? Somebody had that gimmick, and guess what happened? Have you seen them in the business lately? I haven't.
You see, because he's in court so much. That's why.
I'm just thinking about it though, man. It's so crazy that the callousness that was being said, and you're trying to defend something that's indefensible. Why? Man, listen, that's how Ric Flair was in 2002. You know, it wasn't right. It doesn't make it right. But you just low-key just told this woman, hey, fuck your feelings. No, bro, fuck you. Fuck all of you. You sit here and you put out these beautiful tributes to Dusty Rhodes. You put out these beautiful tributes for the Road Warriors. You put out these beautiful tributes for Shad. You put out these beautiful tributes for Daphne. You put him out there. And you mean to tell me you did this interview? And not at one moment. Think about all the lives that Dusty changed for the positive. He didn't do that shit. He didn't normalize that shit. You don't talk about Brody Lee and the beautiful soul that he was. He would have never done that. Road Warrior, Animal, and Hawk. And Hawk was the dude that was always hopped up. But he didn't. And if he did, I'll take that back. But as far as I'm concerned, he didn't. I don't get it. I don't understand how in today's society, with an interview, with a show like Dark Side of the Ring, you are going to be out there and say, you know what, man? It's cool. It's just, she should have done it. She should have done it this way. Nah, fuck your feelings. That's how it came off. Because I guarantee you, and I don't wish this, right? Tommy, I don't wish this. Had that been your daughter, wouldn't have been the same thing. You wouldn't have been saying the same thing. Wouldn't have been saying the same thing at all. I have so much pent up aggression about this. Like, bro, like I cannot, the more I talk about it, the angrier I get, the more I just cannot believe that you are totally cool with that. Like, I cannot believe it.
So you're right, Cliff. I have one thing to say about this. During your rant, which I loved, you said in this day and age in 2020, we're in 2021.
I don't care. I don't care. It's so weird. It's so weird. Yes, we're in 2021. Sorry. In this day, in the year 2021, I cannot believe that, like, with all of technology, if someone asked me a question like, hey, man, how do you feel about this? Because we have a small platform. And I guarantee you, 5-10 years down the road, someone's probably going to see this. They're going to be like, hey, man, like Red Dog, did you see what he said about Tommy Dreamer? Did you hear what he said about Matt Riddle in 2020? Like, did you see what he said about this person? Yeah, it's going to come back on me. And I totally know it will. At this point in time, at this moment in time, I don't give a fuck. I just don't. And to be real, 2 months ago, I was in the locker room. I passed by him and I was like, holy shit, it's Tommy Dreamer. Now, when I think about it, I'm like, oh shit, it's Tommy Dreamer.
Push that motherfucker.
Hey, crazy. Hey, you know what to say? Don't meet your heroes. Nah. All right. I don't know. Let's take to the chat before we get into the what you call it. See what's going on before we get back into the top five. Because
so
Red ass red
we got
dog.
kicked off of TikTok.
Oh, we did.
I think during my rant, I think somebody reported us because I may have been going a little too deep. But yeah. So we got kicked off of TikTok. It is what it is. We got with an end stream. As far as everything else goes in our chat, like at least on the YouTube side, yeah, we don't have any updated anything new.
Okay.
He's Facebook quiet right now.
It probably when Red Dog speaks the truth, no one wants to hear it. Fickle, just like wrestling fans. So for all our podcast listeners, thank you for sticking with us. All right, let's go for the Red Dog Power Rankings. Is limited edition top 5.
Yeah, let's get into the top 5. So
top 5.
I'm just thinking about like all the heat that I just like brought up myself and what's gonna happen like going down the future. Oh, I can't wait. So anyway, let's jump into number 5. So we do have Jade Cargill over Layla Hirsch on Dynamite. This is a match I was looking forward to, and this match actually got me hyped up because of Shug D. So thank you, Shug, for hyping this match up and getting me excited for it too. Let's move into number 4, which will be Braun Breaker over LA Knight on NXT 2.0. Great match. And I thought it was a great way to introduce Rex Steiner.
Don't know why they changed his name.
I get it. No, you know what? It was a great point. I'll bring it up afterwards about like why they did it. So and we'll talk. So John Moxley and Eddie Kingston comes in at number 3 over 2.0. So shout outs to them. Number 2, this is actually probably one of my favorite matches of the night. Adam Cole over Frankie Kazarian on Dynamite. It was cool to see Adam Cole like in AEW. Also just having just an Adam Cole match. Let's just put it out there. So last but not least, our number 1 match of the night will be Tommaso Ciampa over LA Knight, Von Richter, and Pete Dunne on NXT 2.0. So there's your top 5. So it was interesting. Something that I had heard, right, was that the reason why Braun Breaker's name was changed is because it's the same reason why Charlotte was actually Charlotte and not Charlotte Flair, right? And to be fair, also, it was brought up by one of our favorite guests on Now Entering Ring, Shaw Guerrero. The reason why they changed the name is because Vince, right, is so protective of people's names because of the legacies they're leaving behind that if you walk in there and you suck, right, he doesn't want to tarnish that name because he respects it so much. So with that being said, like if Braun Breaker would have gone out there and just shit the bed, right? It would have been like, oh man, Steiner's kid. Like, oh, okay, not so great. Because we didn't even talk about Bobby Buchanan's kid debuted on the same show.
That's facts.
You know what I mean? Like, and he did great in the tag match. But it's just, I understand. I like it. And that's the reason why when Charlotte came out, it was Charlotte. It wasn't Charlotte Flair at NXT.
Correct.
And then once she started like showing that she could handle it, they let her have Charlotte Flair. So I definitely understand.
Thanks a lot, Tamina. We got you, Chaz.
They gave her the Snooker name for a minute though. She was saying she was going by Tamina Snooker for a while.
Yeah.
At one point, then they said you suck, and they took it away from her, like they should have.
But if they don't call Jimmy, because I think they introduced him as the Usos, right? So Jimmy and Jay, but they never gave him the Fatu name, and like
that is true. I mean, they do call him Rikishi's kids.
They do call him Rikishi's sons. Yeah, they do.
They do say that, but you're right. All righty. Well, for the limited edition of the top 5, that was good. That was cool. I ain't have arguments for that. Wow, this was a show.
Oh,
if you stuck with us, congratulations. You just obtained a new trophy or an achievement, whichever system you play. It's always I always have to congratulate anyone who makes it to the end of the show, especially when you listen to our podcast version, because I know sometimes you just need 3 guys yelling at each other and somebody ranting about wrestling on your morning commute to work. So thank you for checking us out.
You literally
I don't have anything other announcements besides buy a shirt. Fuck Tommy Dreamer. Hispanic lives matter. Black lives matter.
Yeah. It's like,
No,
Red
this is
Dog
not
Lives
fucking
Matter.
time. Fuck off.
Anyway,
Hispanic Heritage Month.
you want me to take this down for Hispanic? How about
No.
leave that up.
Oh, no, I
Leave
know,
that up.
I
No,
know.
because
No, I
we
want
have
you- I
we have
want
our
you to
Afro
keep that up.
Latinas out there, and our Afro Latinos, like, they need to be represented too. You leave that sign alone, sir.
Okay, I will make sure I want to make Anthony comfortable.
No.
I'm comfortable with it.
Okay,
Keep
cool.
your
Yeah,
sign
yeah.
up. I respect that sign, unlike you with Zelina.
Oh, hi, Prince.
Like who? My tag partner, Prince.
Yeah, he just popped in and said,
Nah,
hi, guys.
Fuck you. Show's over.
Yeah,
Thanks
out.
for steering Chaz through his career.
Peace.
Anyway, yeah. Bye, guys. You tune in next week for the show. I know the outro.
Yeah,
None of that bullshit. See you later,
bye.
niggas.
Oh, shit. Stop.
Hey guys, it's the host of the 3 Count, Chaz Evans here. Make sure to let you know that I don't run shit, I don't do shit, I just talk shit. And make sure you subscribe to our podcast. What else did you do? You should also follow us on all social medias. That's the Facebook at 3 Count Podcast, the Instagram at 3 Count Pod, and the Twitter at 3count_pod. Also, if you like us a lot, you should definitely buy a t-shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/3countpod, and that's the number 3. Don't be an idiot and type in THREE, because you're not going to find anything. So make sure you follow us at 3countpod or 3count_pod on Twitter and buy a shirt. Be there or be somewhere else.